All right, here on Punch to the Face, we are joined by Jason Witt, who's going to be fighting at Titan FC 34 live on UFC Fight Pass here on July 18th. He's known as the Vanilla Gorilla. Jason, how you feeling here this evening?
I'm feeling wonderful. It's my day off from work. I got to get training in this morning, so I'm just going to kick back, relaxing right now.
So you're balancing doing both a regular day job and training as well. For fighters who do that, how difficult of a balance is that for you throughout the weekly grind of a regular 9 to 5 and still want to make sure you get in good time in camp and in training for a big fight like this?
It's extremely difficult. I have to sacrifice a lot of things, and I have to manage my time really well. I don't really work a 9 to 5 job. I work a 6 in the morning till whenever I get off work type of job. So the faster I work, the sooner I get off work. So I usually make time to make training at night, especially. It's not easy. I don't get as much sleep sometimes as I should, and my girlfriend is not like some of the times I don't get to spend time with her because I'm at training or I'm passed out on the couch or some of that sort. So it's extremely difficult, but in the end, it's worth it to me. So.
Well, you're putting in that hard time right now here for your opponent, Isaac Vallie-Flagg, here at Titan FC 34. Now, when I spoke with him last week, he had nothing but positive things to say to, trash talking on his end. One thing that he said, he knew it was going to be a tough fight and it's going to be a war. And one thing that he had definitely pointed out about you is he said that you're definitely a very well-built and strong guy. With the nickname Vanilla Gorilla, that can sometimes be intimidating for opponents. Is that something that you've noticed throughout your career, that people look across the cage and see your build and be like, uh-oh?
That's actually the first time I got asked that question. I hope they do. I hope when they look across the cage, they're second guessing themselves. I hope they realize that it's not just because I'm big and strong or something of that sort. It's because they know what they're going up against. They know what I bring to the cage. So absolutely, I hope they come to that cage looking a little scared, a little worried. That's kind of the goal.
Well, if you've never had that thought before, now you'll have it now. Buff guys kind of can scare people across this cage because they'll be like, or at the weigh-ins, be like, what did I sign up for? What am I getting myself into when they physically see their opponent in front of them? So, hey, just putting that out there. You can use it as an intimidation factor going forward.
Right.
Now,
it's funny because I get the nickname as a joke almost, but yeah.
Hey, use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. Now, one thing that Isaac had said that he didn't kind of want to be a quote-unquote stepping stone for you, but do you see as this being your, quote-unquote coming out party to maybe the masses in MMA who haven't gotten a chance to see you on a larger stage since you're going to be on the platform of the UFC Fight Pass here with the Titan FC 34 card?
You know what? There's no way I can look past Isaac Vallie-Flagg. That dude. We've had a couple of interviews together, and he's like you said, he's a super nice guy. He said I was super. We had no problems with each other, but I know he's tough. I know it's going to be a difficult fight, but I'm definitely not looking past the guy. It's going to be one of the toughest fights of my career. But it's one of those that he has a bigger name than I do. More people know who he is. He's fought bigger organizations before, and it's definitely going to help my career out. That's one of the reasons, it wasn't difficult for me to take this fight because I know what I'm capable of, and I know how it's gonna launch my career. So.
And for fans who haven't got an opportunity to see you fight, if you were to give a scouting report on yourself, how would you describe yourself as a fighter to someone who's going to be maybe seeing you for the first time and what they should expect when that cage door closes and when you get in action here against Isaac?
I'm very athletic, so I use that to my advantage. I'm an explosive person. That's kind of all just come natural to me. But I'm very well-rounded. I might not be the greatest striker, the greatest jiu-jitsu guy, the greatest wrestler, but I'm very good at putting everything together. Growing up, my MMA career, I was always up with George St. Pierre, and I tried to analyze my career on his. To where he's good at everything and putting it all together. That's kind of something I'm really good at. That's something I focused myself on. So I'm an exciting fighter. I like using my explosive movement and a lot of movement to throw people off, feints and things of that sort. So if you actual fights I've had. The last guy I knocked out before that was one of the craziest fights I've ever been in. So I'm always an exciting fighter, that's for sure.
Well, absolutely, and I've got an opportunity to see some of your fights, and you're not lying. You definitely put on a show, and you definitely go out for the finish. Now, is that important for you to really go for a finish here? I mean, like you said, you can't look past, you can't get too overwhelmed in that. But is it important to get somewhat of a stoppage win? That way you can, put your mark, put your stamp out there and say, hey, everybody, I'm Jason Witt and I'm legit. Come see me do my thing in MMA and maybe get more opportunities or larger stages such as Titan FC and even UFC going forward.
Well, first off, I'm just going to start with the whole Jason Witt, I'm legit part. I'm probably going to use that from now on in my entire life. That works pretty well. Sorry, what was the question I got to say?
I'm just hooking you up with all kind of good stuff here. I was going to say, is it important to maybe go out and get a victory over Isaac to make that statement to really say that you've arrived, or is it just getting a win maybe the more important part? And if it is a stoppage, great.
The win's the biggest part. That's always the main goal of the fight. I never walk out there looking for the knockout. I never walk out looking to take the guy down or, this or that. A finish would be great, but I know he's never been finished by strikes. I know he's never been finished by submission. So I'm not going to go out there looking for the knockout. I'm not going to go, just throwing reckless punches. But, a finish would be great. A finish would help on my career. But, just the win is what I'm there for.
Now, I know going into this year, you've kind of changed some things up training-wise. Why was that important to do that here? Because you're still relatively young in your career. Why was it important to make those changes now as far as training habits and training camps to kind of help you grow as a fighter and going forward, your progression and how that can actually help you out?
It was just important because I wasn't feeling like I was getting the amount of training partners I was looking for. I wasn't getting the experiences I needed. I wasn't getting pushed, so I didn't really change training camps. I more or less added more into it, and then just kind of reevaluated myself after a couple. I had a tough loss. 2014 wasn't a great year for me, so I kind of 2015 was going to be my year. So I changed up some things. And training at Glory and HD and all those places, they just prepare yourself for whatever happens. I know going in that cage, there's no situation that I'm not going to be in that I haven't already been in a training camp. So it was something I had to do, and I thought it was the right decision. It's worked out for me so far. As you can see, I'm 3-0 already in 2015.
Well, absolutely. Now, like I said, you are still relatively young in your MMA career, but what would you tell yourself now that you didn't know a few years ago when you started, that you've learned here throughout this journey, MMA? What would be the biggest thing, if you can go back in time and tell your younger self to keep an eye out on or focus more on when you first got started?
Just to believe in myself. Just to know what I'm capable of. To have that confidence going into a fight. To change myself. Like, I've always been really good physically. Well, my mental game has not always been there, and that's something I've changed in the past couple months. I'd say probably 8 or 9 months. So if I could go back, I'd say, hey, prepare yourself more mentally, what you're going to be doing, and just believe in yourself, know who you are and what you're capable of. That's really, after I started doing that, it changed my entire career.
Well, good thoughts, and that's something every young fighter should know. Got to have confidence in yourself before anyone will have confidence in you. So, right on. I like that. Now, Jason, let the fans know. For starters, let's thank the sponsors helping you get prepared here for Titan FC that goes down here next weekend.
I'll start off with my gyms. I got to thank Glory Fitness MMA, ATTHD. That's Jason Knight and Elsie Davis's camp, and then Kansas City Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from Jason Bircher. It's one of the best jiu-jitsu schools around. I also have a gym I lift at. It's called Impact Elite MMA and Fitness. It's one of the best local gyms around. At the moment, I don't have any sponsors because I've been fighting for, I fought pretty much every month for the past 3 months. I've been in a fight camp for, it seems like forever. even focus on the weight cut and all that stuff. Yeah, so those are my gyms. Those are the people I'm representing. And can't thank them enough.
Well, absolutely, and we'll make sure you get some sponsors. Trust me, people after they see you in action here next weekend, you that won't be a problem going forward. And then let the fans know where they can check you out on social media and keep tabs up here with the week leading into Titan FC 34.
You can check me out on Twitter. It's Jason Witt MMA. On Facebook, obviously, just under Jason Witt. And I'm also on Instagram. It's _Vanilla Gorilla. You know, I usually post pictures daily. Keep up with training camp, all that stuff. So check me out on that, and it's definitely worth it.
Well, absolutely. Now, when I see you Titan FC 34 here next weekend, if I see anybody in your camp with a shirt that says he's Jason Witt and he's legit, I want a check cut, okay? I want a check cut.
I'll hook you with at least one shirt.
Absolutely. Well, Jason Witt, man, we appreciate you taking out time with us. Best of luck here in the last week of training camp leading up to next weekend's Titan FC 34. We'll see you live on UFC Fight Pass, my man.
Hey, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
All right, no worries at all. Thank you.
All right, take care.